Unfortunately, if you're an old friend of mine, you've most definitely seen some things. You may have held me small in your arms more than twice with hopes that blessings will reign over my life and bring gratitude that will stick like honey to fingers finally holding Adam's hand. You'd hold faith that I could find my feet planted for more than just moments, just mirror my movement. You should know that I wanted you, and you, and you, to stay, always. I've gained tough eyes through rough rides, and I nominated myself every time to be passenger number none. Front seat on the road facing away from the sun. Unfortunately, if you're an old friend of mine, you've watched me lodge myself between the walls of time and swallowed dust dropped over my head and down my spine. I said I'd be there and I meant it. But when it was time to leave, it was me in that chair and we would bind. If I can just get there, everything will be fine. If I don't get there, everything will be fine. There are no favors owed. Staying home is not unkind. I've just got spirals in my spine that I need to unwind. Would they spit lemon seeds when they Would they spit out lemon seeds when they think of me, unable to move the taste of me into a respective space of delicacy? Time to tend to myself a bit more delicately. Unfortunately, if you're an old friend of mine, you found me when I couldn't find me. Just knowing that I've known you will always remind me that my love is a varnish to be applied far, wide, and lightly. Don't mind me. I will always return to service. I find myself where I am needed, when I am needed, sometimes when I'm not needed, but I still need to ask. And I brazenly call to be needed, and I make that a surety. I call and say, call me twice, call me 3 times, double, triple text, baby, I don't care. Life is life, but it might not be someday. And that means you simply won't let the woman from EE voicemail tell you that you can't get through. Unfortunately, if you're an old friend of mine, you see me pour myself as wine. You came for dinner, I grated the time, searching for inhibitions to find. Seeing all of me is new for you. We now stand in the room where I pull myself apart, where I rip myself apart to extract my art. I'm the most frequent visitor of this vault. Of course you'd stumble over what I've left out to dry. Mumble over me as I try hard not to cry. Mind your step, like a packed out room belonging to a woman addicted to shopping. You'd find a bag and fill it with fruit because words won't keep me alive and somebody loves me. Enough to hand me living water and say, this is you. Lean toward hearty hands so we can feed you. Honor the gift of life, that nature of which has chosen to need you. In that moment, you are sustained and seen to. Unfortunately, if you're an old friend of mine, you've probably found gaps in me to peek through. You found my tree parts, places where sap sleep. You found my tree parts, places where sap seeps through, spaces I've taken up and rooted in to say, I grow here, go around me. As seasons change, my words morph into, I froze here, thank God you found me. And I will forever remember the hum of every heart who created a hammock for my falling parts to fall safely. Come to think of it, I'm a very fortunate lady, and parting ways with friends is just fine. I pray they are bound to love and not swallowed by time. Thank you.